Podcast directories are littered with abandoned shows. Shows someone thought would be a hit, but failed to thrive. For many, it wasn't an audience growth problem. It was a problem of missing value. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Two prospects recently approached me that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to win their business. Both of them had money. They were all business people. They fit in the world of where my production company works. They both claimed that they knew all of the realities of podcasting, would be in it for the long haul. And also, both of them assumed that their stellar guest lineup would be all that they needed. You see, neither of them could articulate anything unique that they would bring to the world with their show. And when I pointed out, by the way, that all of the guests that they mentioned to me had been guests on other podcasts and are frequent guests on other podcasts, they sort of went quiet. I offered both of them a small consulting block to actually help them figure out what their unique aspect would be in the podcasting, how to plan for this thing other than just get guests and have interviews, and neither of them pulled the trigger. Maybe I scared them off of podcasting, which I don't necessarily think would be a bad thing, right? So I didn't think much about that until I was watching the IAB Upfront yesterday. Series of shows that IAB has put together to sell out the advertising. And during the live, obviously, event that was distanced, I was really blown away that every single host that they brought up on stage, if you will, or had a presentation by, they all did a great job of describing their show and making it seem quite interesting. All of them. And they didn't take a long time to do it. The only possible exception is there were a few celebrities that didn't do that, but they're celebrities. And so, yes, I'm interested in the new Seth Rogen podcast because the same reason I'm interested in watching Seth Rogen movies. I don't need the synopsis. He's funny, and I like that kind of humor, so I'll probably listen. But if you're not famous like I'm not famous, we don't have that luxury. I think a lot of podcast hosts out there don't really know what it is that makes their show special. They know the mechanics, they know the pieces, they know the features that are inside of their show, but I don't think they know the why, or they are unable to properly articulate the why and what is unique about their podcast. Now, unfortunately, figuring out what makes your podcast unique isn't something that we can do in a 10-minute long episode. The process of defining brand identity is just that. It's a process. I'm going to link to some resources in the episode details if you want to start on that, because it is a process you can pay a lot of money for, but you can also do a lot of it yourself. But while you're going through one of those things I'm going to link to in the episode details, just keep this in mind. The biggest mistake I see podcasters make when defining the identity of their show is failing to understand who that definition is for, first and foremost. You see, we tend to think it's about the audience, and it is, but that's not the first person we're worried about. This isn't an exercise that you'll go through so that you can write a better description of your podcast in various directories. Although your show very likely needs a better description, and this exercise will certainly help you do that. This also isn't an exercise that will help you build your media kit better or get you more sponsors. Although, once again, I will say that if you do this better, if you can better articulate the uniqueness of your show, you probably will improve your media kit and probably will get more sponsors if, in fact, that's what you want to do. This is an exercise for you so that you have zero doubt every single time you sit down to work on your next episode or prepare for your next episode, new season, whatever. You know what it is that makes your show unique and different from the rest. You know how you can take a topic and an angle, two things I've talked about ad nauseam on this show, and make it uniquely yours. Because anyone can have that topic. And a lot of people could have a similar angle to you, but you're the only one who can deliver it your way. You need to deliver it in a way that only you and your show is capable of, and you need to understand your brand identity before you can do that. And when you have that, keep that. We tend to drift off from that line from time to time. So you need to be vigilant about checking yourself to make sure you're staying true to the core brand identity you've developed there. Now, it's always a good idea to get an outside opinion on this. It's very hard to do on your own. So my suggestion to you is communicate what you think the secret sauce of your show is to another podcaster who you like and respect, and also a podcaster who listens to your podcast, and ask them for their honest feedback. That also is going to be hard for them to do, so my suggestion is share this episode or article with them so they know that you're just not fishing for compliments. Right? Right. All right, if you find this idea helpful, please go to buymeacoffee.com/evoterra, and every single person who is a member, membership is different than just buying a one-off coffee, but every single person who is a member is going to get a sneak peek of what's happening with Season 4 of Podcast Pontifications, the larger scale, by the end of this week. So you want to get on that list right away. All right, short episode today. I'm going to go back and watch more of the IAB Upfronts because I've got that blocked out on my calendar. Enjoy the rest of your day. I shall be back tomorrow with yet another Podcast Pontifications. Cheers.